Just a second, Sal. Waiting for the red line. All right, looks good. Headphones on. We are live, Sal. Are you ready, sir?
I am ready.
Welcome to Just Curious Media. This is Let's Talk Cobrakai. I'm Jason Connell.
And I'm Sal Rodriguez.
All right, Sal. We are back for a first ever type episode.
Yeah, this is new territory for all of us.
For all of us. In fact, what are we wearing?
Yeah, we are wearing the official MANSCAPED t-shirts.
Yes.
And there's some small print underneath it. What does that say underneath MANSCAPED?
I can't read your writing from here, and I definitely can't see my own. So
I think it says your balls will thank you.
I believe it does.
Yes. And that means exactly what it says.
This episode is dealing with Cobrakai strikes Manscaped. And Manscaped, for those of you who do not know, have never heard of, they are the best in men's below the waist grooming and offers precision engineered tools for your family jewels.
Yeah. And more. I mean, I would add and more.
much more. Yes.
Yeah.
But that's where they got started. And so we've never had a sponsor.
No.
Yet. I even said at one point in time on a Patreon episode, Patreon Palooza, I believe, I said, we'd rather never have sponsors. Well, I meant we're going to do this show with or without it, right?
Sure.
We have Patreons who support us. We have listeners who support us. Any and everybody is why we keep coming back. But
sure.
Now that we've been here and we have 100,000 downloads and we've got a little bit of heat on us, I was able to talk to this sponsor, and they sponsor lots of podcasts, Sal. Lots of them. I've heard them a lot. And I thought, hey, our numbers are good. We've got a really popular show. Well, now we have a partnership with them, and it's kind of a trial run, but at the same time, trials can turn into long-term with some success. And so this is an opportunity for us to, work with them, and not just work with them, Sal. We actually had to try the products.
Yeah. Well, that keeps it genuine,
Yeah.
I have reviewed multiple items on my YouTube channel.
Right.
And I'm not unfamiliar with trying something and giving my honest opinion. And it's not going to be any different here.
No.
And this is not a raw Manscaped.
No.
This is the introduction of our partnership and our personal experiences with Manscaped products and items before Manscaped were involved in our life.
Yes. And what I really liked about them, and again, I'm only reaching out to products or places that I would believe in, and I haven't heard back from a lot, but
sure.
I heard back from them. And I thought, oh, wow, I love the fact that they said, we're going to ship you and Sal these products, try them.
Yeah.
And in your own words, talk about them. They gave us nothing to say. I mean, they gave us talking points, but they want us to share our own experiences. If we don't like the product, well, we probably wouldn't endorse them, but if we had issues, air them. I love that about them. They're fully transparent, and that's great.
Yeah, no, that is great. They don't want us to just be fake. We're not here to be fake. We're here to talk the truth about our relationship with Manscaped and the products themselves and our experience with the products. And that's exactly what we're going to do.
Yes. And here's a quick little talking point they gave me, and I'm going to throw these in sometimes because in subsequent episodes, we're going to do smaller plugs, but this episode was just to shed a light on this relationship. But
yes.
You can join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped. And with this exclusive offer, you'll get 20% off and free shipping worldwide with the code cobrakai at manscaped.com. So that is the code, Sal. What is that a code again?
That code is cobrakai. Now, by the way, does it need to be in all caps? Can it be lowercase? Can it be cap and lower? Do we know
I don't
that?
think caps are an issue, but it is just, there's no space.
Okay, all one word.
Cobrakai, all one word.
Nice.
Definitely.
And by the way,
yeah,
I'm sorry, Jason. I just want to be absolutely clear because the word Manscape has been around a while. Mm-hmm. This is Manscaped. There is absolutely a D on the end. MANSCAPED.com.
And spell Cobrakai for everyone out there.
COBRAKAI. Hey, if you don't know how to spell Cobrakai by now, my friend.
I thought about making the code No Mercy, but
that would be fun.
But I went with Cobrakai, and I was going to do Let's Talk Cobrakai, but they said Cobrakai is open. It's like, let's keep it shorter. So,
well, actually, Jason, if you're dealing with the family jewels, let's have some mercy.
Yeah, let's have mercy. Let's show mercy. So again, 20% off. It's like, wow, if you're a listener of our show and want to give Manscaped a go, or you're already using Manscaped and know of it, but you get 20% off and free shipping, even if you want to get it for a loved one. I know the holidays have just passed. So this relationship kind of came into being right during the holidays. It's like, oh man, but it's okay because people are constantly getting products. And trust me, I had to go return something at the mall today, and it's like Christmas hasn't even happened yet. It is packed, Sal.
Yeah.
So maybe more shopping now than there was a week ago.
Sure. And speaking of gifts, I mean, if you're going to talk about that, Valentine's Day is right around the corner.
Absolutely.
So if it comes to gift giving, that's, I think, probably second only to Christmas itself or the holidays, the December holidays themselves, would be Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous time for gift giving.
I think you're right. And so many birthdays, who knows, man? I mean, I just think it's a great way to support us. Try it out. So you and I got a great package.
Yes.
No pun intended.
They were quite generous. They really were.
What was in it? Why don't you explain? Let's show our listeners and viewers, I should say, those on YouTube, but those aren't on YouTube, we'll describe it. What do we have in the box, and what did you and I try besides the t-shirt, Sal? Besides the t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, okay. They sent us these awesome t-shirts, and by the way, they feel great. And I think they kind of, the way the t-shirt fits on me, I'm one of those guys who's hard to fit. I'm one of those guys with short arms, with bigger chest and shoulders. If I put something on, it fits me here. The sleeves are long. This t-shirt feels really great. I feel like it's one of these t-shirts kind of makes me look a little buff, which I always like. It feels really great. The material is really great. So I'm in love with the Manscaped t-shirt. Yeah. I'm big. I mean, who doesn't? If you're going to wear a t-shirt, which is ultra cash, right? You want it to be comfortable. And this is absolutely a comfortable t-shirt, which then leads us down to the boxer shorts. They have these. They're not just any boxer shorts. They're not just boxer shorts. They're performance briefs is what they are.
Yeah, they are.
And let me tell you something. I have performed in these, meaning I wore them all day, was in various positions, up, down, squatting, walking, everything. And they felt great. The material, I forgot they were there, honestly. I forgot I was wearing these things.
Yeah.
The material just lays on the skin and it feels really great.
And it says Manscaped or the front. Kind of reminds me of like a boxing shorts or something. I like it, you know.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Like you have the logo across your fighter shorts.
Very nice. And they're both black. Those of you who are just listening to this episode, black shirt, black boxer briefs. Now go ahead. What else was in our box that was amazing for Manscaped?
In addition to those two items, which I was surprised to see, right? I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
So tremendous gifts and generosity. The first thing I noticed was it wasn't just about our main trimmers, which we're going to get into, but they also included the Weed Whacker.
Yes.
Which is a nose and ear hair trimmer. And I will admit here, just because since it's just you and I talking privately, Jason, totally. I am getting the nose hairs, you know, right about here, about my nostrils and the ears. Yeah. The ear hair is coming.
It happens.
That's the state of life I'm in. And this thing is really great. It's really great. It feels great. It's ultra portable. It comes with the charger.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And by the way, not just, you know, you get a lot of electronics nowadays, any item that's electronic, and it may have a USB. It wants you to plug it into anything, right? But this one also comes with the wall jack.
Yeah. Like an Apple block. Yes. I love it.
So you have the option. I like options. You can plug this directly in your computer, literally, or you can plug it into the wall, which I totally appreciate. And that's the Weed Whacker for the ear hair and nose hair. And hell, I don't know what other hairs, eyebrows, what other hairs do people use this on?
Any loose hair. I've had other versions, not Manscaped, and I've liked them. And then, you know, they eventually wear out and I get another one. This one is amazing. So sleek. I finally used it. I got it in the other day and I was like, okay, this is legit. They're black as well. Very sleek, looks nice up in the, you know, in the bathroom, and worked perfectly. And then you can even take the blade off and replace it. So it's not as if it's like a one and done thing. So very, very good, which, well, keep going. I won't interrupt your flow.
Okay. So we had the Weed Whacker for the nose and ear hair, and then they included a couple of products here.
Yes.
This first product is called Crop Preserver, and it is a ball deodorant. Now I will defer you to the old, who was it? Who invented Apple? Steve Jobs, right?
Yes.
The Steve Jobs saying, people don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Yeah.
I didn't know I needed ball deodorant.
Yeah.
Now I'm in love. And it smells absolutely
Sal,
great.
your girlfriend knew, but.
That's hilarious. It smells really good.
It does. Couldn't believe it. I tried. I was like, that is very refreshing.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
That's a good
Also
way
helps with
to put that.
chafing, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Or is that the
Well,
other one?
look, we're going to get into this once we get into the, where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, as far as the
Yes.
actual Lawnmower 4.0 trimmers. But I wanted to see how they kind of coincide, because think about this. If one were to accidentally nick themselves, you wouldn't necessarily then apply something which could sting you. Isn't there that Home Alone scene? Doesn't he put on aftershave after shaving?
After he shaves.
There you go. So that's what happens.
Yeah.
I did not want that to happen, but the good news, and we're going to get into this, the good news is I did not need to worry because I did not nick myself. So that gave me a lot of security. Okay, then we got another product called Crop Reviver, and this is a ball toner.
Yes.
It is a ball toner. I did not know I needed it.
It's like
is that what it is? Okay,
yes.
I have not tried this yet.
Oh, I did. Very refreshing.
Yeah?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it.
This is so great.
As much as I thought I knew about grooming, I had a lot to learn, because that's a product I didn't even know existed.
Okay, then which do you apply, the toner first or the deodorant first?
I think that, well, they don't work in tandem per se. I guess you could work them in tandem, but they definitely serve different needs. So it's
maybe
not like
alternate, maybe.
It's not dangerous to mix them, but I don't think you have to do a 1-2.
Well, I know there's certain things when it comes to skincare, because this would fall into the category of skincare.
Absolutely.
And that would be like order. You want to usually, like, if you're going to wash your face, you wash your face, then you add the toner, then you add the moisturizer. There's the order in the sequence. So I wonder, I do like the idea of maybe alternating them, but
they can work together or apart. But the first one you showed was definitely good for chafing. If you're going to go on a long hike or walk and be more active, then that could be, you can kind of coat your jewels in it, and it works that way. The other one is a great spray and a spritzer, if you will. So yeah, I say experiment away, Sal. I could not believe how great they both were, and they are now part of my routine.
Yeah, I love the scent of the preserver scent is really, really great. It's kind of got a little spice to it. Yeah. And the Crop Reviver, I look forward to trying that.
All right. Okay. This leads us to the big one.
No, not yet. We're almost there.
Oh, sorry.
Because I was very excited to see
that.
That
was cool. Very nice touch.
They included a beautiful travel bag. Now, Jason, both you and I are going to be taking trips, respective separate trips soon. I am taking this. This is really nice. In fact, really, the whole set is an upgrade from previous years, although I do have experience with personal grooming.
Salscaped.
I have salscaped in the past, not to this level. This is the whole set is beautiful. I like the color. I like the symmetry. You got matching clippers, so to speak, with the Weed Whacker and the Lawnmower 4.0. But this bag is beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
It's great.
A travel bag.
Leather, perfect to put all your gear in and other stuff. You could throw your toothbrush, your hair, everything in there. It's big enough for everything that you need for your trip coming up. So
yeah, it's got a zipper compartment. Very nice. So you have that option to purchase.
Sal, Let's Talk Cobrakai. We work with classy sponsors.
And it says Manscaped right there.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it is. No, I do feel that. I do feel a kind of a sense of elegance with these products. This isn't, drugstore items here.
Well, every company has kind of a marquee product. You mentioned Steve Jobs, and that was, of course, Apple, the Apple IIe, and that was where now it's the iPhone. That's their main seller. Well, this is probably their number one seller because it's their fourth version. I'm not mistaken, right?
Nice. Well, by default, since it's called 4.0, I guess that implies there were a few others.
Yeah, I think I read about the other versions. So they keep evolving, getting better. And Sal, what is that product?
This is the Lawnmower 4.0 personal groomer. Now they say below the waist, but the truth is I did use this on my chest as well.
Okay.
I did. I believe in keeping sort of a trimmed look year round, but especially seasonally.
And on top, I noticed as well.
Yeah. You know what? I started shaving my own head, personal grooming also below the neck, probably in my early 20s. By my early 20s, I was doing it. Yeah. I don't even know how I heard about it. But once I heard about it, I was like, oh, I'm going to give this a shot. This Lawnmower 4.0 comes in a nice little stand, and then it has a plug in there in the back. And one thing I think is really cool, just worth mentioning for you, I guess, techie geeks, the blades are not two metal blades that rub on each other, necessitating oil and lubrication. Nope. I believe because it has a ceramic blade along with the metal blade, that you do not have to lubricate this, because sometimes you get trimmers that come with a little bit of oil for you to lubricate it. I don't think you need to lubricate this. I've read nothing about the need to lubricate because you have ceramic on metal as opposed to metal on metal. So that's a real cool thing. So you can see it's ceramic
amazing.
blade.
Very sleek, very modern. They look great together, like I said, in the bathroom, in the cupboard. Now, Sal, I believe both trimmers are waterproof.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if you're going to dunk it in a pool, but I think you can feel safe using it in a shower.
Yes, absolutely. And what I noticed right away in my usage of the Lawnmower 4.0 is the fact that
I'm waiting, man.
Pins and needles is the fact that no nicks.
Yes.
I have huge. Definitely been manscaping, not scaped, for years. I think I learned about it on my own. It was like 2000. So 2000, 2001. So I've been doing it 20 years, and you use different products, this, that, and the other. Some, it was always dangerous. It was a dicey situation. You would get nicked and go, oh my gosh. And then other things weren't effective enough. And this, I'm telling you, I couldn't believe how just effortlessly and slow and effective it was. And not to mention, it has a light on it, spotlight. That blew me away. 4,000, I believe, K lumen or light, whatever that was. And
4,000 K LED spotlight.
LED spotlight, not lumen, but
Jason,
LED spotlight. Amazing.
Now that I'm using the Lawnmower 4.0 with the little light on it, I'm going to tell you how goofy I used to be before in the past when I was trimming in the shower with a headlight on.
Yes.
I'm wearing a headlight on my head.
Coal miner's hat.
Exactly. So I felt, in hindsight, I felt so goofy. Another thing, you mentioned you don't nick yourself. One of the reasons why you don't nick yourself is the guard. I use the shortest guard.
I use the short guard too.
Okay. So I use the shortest guard. And after a while, I became very comfortable once I realized I am not going to nick myself.
That gave me so much confidence.
Yeah, because half a manscaping in the past is don't cut yourself, don't cut yourself, don't cut yourself.
Yeah. Half a manscaping was fixing the nicks. It's like,
that's hang on, story. So there you go.
This hurts.
So that was my concern before. It's like, what if I nick myself? I can't even try these products. Well, guess what? I didn't nick myself at all. And therefore, you can try the products at your leisure.
I do have one thing I got to say, not a complaint, but this is 4.0. So they're evolving, meaning they're open to ideas. They get feedback. I'm assuming just knowing how they are. I would say one thing. When I was using the lawnmower, from a certain vantage point, I was turning it on and off with my thumb because of previous, things I'd use, other trimmers, other companies. I was so used to that placement. And so I have to get kind of retrain myself. I was like, okay. I was like, is it on or off? And my thumb was in that spot because it's a real sleek on and off. It's not it's more of a touch and it's like really cool, but I almost would like to see that moved, or I'll just have to get used to it. Just my one thing.
As an instrument and a tool, you will have to get used to it. But yeah, that did happen to me a few times. Absolutely. Okay. I did turn it off. But then, like you said, I just kind of adjusted. You kind of got to learn it. You learn how to
different positions. It was fine. But at first I was like, wait a second, because I had to learn it. But other than that, that's not a tough thing. I can overcome that and look for them to evolve as well. Right. Yeah, I don't know what the 1.0, 2.0, 3.0 look like, but I'm assuming it's come a long way.
I'm genuinely curious what the 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0 look like now that I've had the 4.0 in hand. I'm imagining that they were great. Just this is greater. So that did happen to me. I did turn it off a few times, but I will say this in their defense, that can happen with a lot of different products. I bought a battery operated stick vacuum recently, and it's kind of easy to turn it on and off. You got to kind of learn how to hold it a certain way so that doesn't happen. But that did happen to me. Just be careful of that. I did do a dry run. I have not tried this in the water yet.
I haven't either. No,
but that's sort of a mental barrier, although I do manscaping in the shower, I don't do it with the water running when I'm all wet. So this will be an interesting test to see if I can actually enter the realm of wet trimming.
Yeah. Well, I wonder if there'll be any Manscaped references on this season of Cobra Kai. Seems like there could be.
Right. At this point,
and maybe there has been, and we've missed them.
Now we're going to have an antenna for that.
We'll go back and say, wait.
Now, I just want to be clear. Also, I just want to mention this because again, this is kind of geared towards your balls and the family jewels and the whole thing. I did use it to trim my chest. I did use it to trim Okay, again, Jason, just because it's you and I talking.
Yeah.
I get some hair on my toes.
Oh,
in fact, one day I was in the gym and they started calling me Hobbit feet. And to them it was hilarious. So I grow some hair on my toes, right? Yeah. And so I did trim the hair on my toes using the Lawnmower 4.0. So believe me, this went down below the neck, below the waist, and then down even further, all the way down to my family feet.
There you go. Well, in addition to everything you just shared with us, thank you for being the visual aid of this episode. But they also threw in a classic newspaper, which cracked me up. Those who can't see this, Sal, what does it say?
It's literally a giant newspaper, old-fashioned style newspaper, Manscaped Daily News, headline, "We Save Balls."
Oh my gosh. And there's so many funny things on
there. There is a lot of, it's almost like a Mad magazine. You open it up, there's a lot of funny stuff in there.
Exactly. Yes, exactly.
Or like the Onion. I think, at one time the Onion was an actual newspaper at one time before it just went online exclusively.
So again, I know not to beat it in the ground, but we have to. This is us getting our code out there, but get 20% off and free shipping with the code
cobrakai
at manscaped.com. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped.
I believe in that. And have some security and serenity, not having to worry that you're going to be cutting yourself up, because Jason and I both did this. The both of us, nick free.
Yeah. And we could, I guess, as we, wrap this episode up, and you'll be hearing about Manscaped in the future episodes, smaller, bite size, just a reminder, the code, but this is an episode, a chance to, put a spotlight on it. But yeah, I've been, grooming in 20 years, had lots of nicks, but what led me to kind of talk about it, because it was kind of a private thing, like I discovered it, I was like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Guys don't talk about
this. And this is 20 years ago. I'm much younger. It's like, I'm not talking, but you know what? Then I started telling my friends, I was like, hey, of course you shave, right? And it was like, huh? What? And so then my friends all thought it was funny. And then I think some of them secretly started to probably do it, or maybe they already were. And it was like everyone was real quiet about it, real, introverted.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. Of course we shave. So then I did a short film. It was called The Midnight Ramblers. And it was really funny. And part of the movie's not about that, but there are some scenes where two characters are talking and saying, hey, if you want, to girls to appreciate or to not be afraid to go down in those regions, then you got to clean up your act, and that's in the film. It's funny. And then a funny scene is that the guy takes this advice and then borrows his friend's trimmer to go do this. And then, so it's kind of a funny tale. And there's a great line later in the movie when, one friend calls the other friend. He's like, hey, I think I'm getting a 5 o'clock shadow here. It was just all the funny little beats, because we thought we were way ahead of the curve, right? And
in a way you were.
Maybe we were, but then a few months later, we're in the theater, me and all my friends, because we used to all go see movies together, on Saturday or Sunday night. Yeah. And we were seeing American Pie 2, came out in 2001. And there's a big scene about shaving your balls. Oh. And the pubes get blown on the wedding cake. But all my friends look at me and like, dude, you were on this way ahead of the time. So it was kind of funny. So I always feel like, I put my flag down on this whole thing. And then when I heard about Manscaped for the first time, I was like, Sal, I really got to try this. But it's funny how I didn't. It seems like I would have taken to it. Like you and I both are open to this. We've been doing this for a few decades. And it took this show. It took Cobra Kai to get us Manscaped, essentially. And here we are to sing their praises and try their products.
It took all this to have two grown adult men have an open discussion about something that we both have been doing all this time. We never would have talked about it. Jason, I just want to say one last thing. When it comes to personal grooming, I'm reminded of a certain image, and that is, I think it was the Time Machine.
Okay. You
remember the Time Machine, the original?
Yeah.
The guy goes to the future, and in the future, and this is the way it is in a lot of movies when you look at the future. In the future, you have all these beautiful buildings, but covered up with vines and the bushes and the ivy. The buildings are fantastic, but they're covered up with all this stuff. That's the future, right?
Yeah.
We're no different. Hey, if you got stuff you want other people, or they may see, or you might just see, forget other people. What about you looking in the mirror, right? You want it to look nice. You want it to look kept and presentable.
Yeah.
And it shows that you care, and it shows that you have an element of self-care. So that's think about those buildings. You do not want to look like those buildings in the future.
Yeah. Nor should your toes look like that.
That too. No, believe me, I stay on top of them.
All right. That's all I got, Sal. Great time. Again, what's that code and what do they get?
This is it's very generous. I love generosity. Go to manscaped.com, enter cobrakai, and get 20% off your order.
Yes, indeed.
It's a great deal.
So thank you so much for listening. And please be sure to subscribe to Let's Talk Cobra Kai wherever you get your podcast. You can also really help us by giving the show a 5-star rating on Apple Podcast.
And for all you listeners that enjoy sharing your thoughts, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts, send us a direct message, or post a comment on our social media, which is at Let's Talk Cobra Kai, as well as at Just Curious Media.
If you're a dedicated listener of Let's Talk Cobra Kai, consider supporting the show on Patreon. This greatly benefits us on many fronts and offers you access to exclusive content and much more. We also highly recommend checking out our other podcast and visiting justcuriousmedia.com.
No mercy.
Wow, dramatic.